I'm camping up here, so I'm not really dressed for official business. com911.com. So if you go to that citizen alert, it'll walk you through. You can establish up to 5 different contact information. So you can put your cell phone, well, different locations, I should say, but you can register your cell phone, your email address. You can do it based on your home address, your cabin address, and if we draw a polygon around that area that we need to send an alert to, it will notify you no matter where you are. So if you're in Florida on vacation and you have your cell phone listed and there's something that's going on where your cabin is, you will still get the notification. So you had a question?
I tried on the Marion County website to sign up for the emergency alert, and it needed an address, and our cabin numbers aren't official addresses, is what the building department has told me, and I was not unable to register. I didn't know what official address would work.
So I'm not familiar with how they actually address your cabins up there, so that's very possible. But if you could at least put the nearest location address, like maybe the Hot Springs.
The Hot Springs Breitenbush Resort work.
Then that will be
What's the
close
address
enough.
for that?
Yeah, 51,000 Breitenbush Road is the
53,000.
closest mappable address.
Yeah.
53,000?
53,000.
53,000.
So if you put a good address like that, the Hot Springs, then that will, we always draw a polygon area that's expanding over a couple miles.
So it's really important for people to have a real address to put in.
Yeah.
A residency card.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Well, and also, Peter Moore, what is the zip code at Breitenbush again?
Yes, please.
97342.
It's the Detroit.
It changed to, I found the zip code when I entered it, it changed to a different address, but it still gave me the same spot on the map. So enter 97342, it'll tell you whatever it wants, and give you the right spot.
I have one question, that Metcom site, my home is in Gates, but it's on the Lynn County side. Is that just for Marion County, or is that?
So Lynn County also has what's called, Everbridge is the parent name of the Citizen Alert. We all kind of name it a little bit different. But Lynn County also has that. And if you're in our dispatch area, which we do dispatch for the Lynn and the Marion County side, we will still send you an alert message.
Okay, thank you.
So answer is yes.
And also in the fire update that I handed out today, the second paragraph to the bottom has the direct web link to your website where you can sign up for the emergency alert system as well. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you very much for having us this morning. InsaWeb is the best way to get the latest fire information. And again, on this handout also is the direct phone number to the Public Information Office that we staff. And so you can also call us and we will provide information as well. Yes, sir.
You might want to see if there's some questions on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are there any questions online?
Yes. Is there a Red Cross or other, should Detroit start to get evacuated or anything along that line, is there a Red Cross facility that we could be supporting should that happen?
For what area was that? Like the city of Detroit?
Red Cross.
Red Cross.
Evacuation sites?
Yes, we've been working for a number of.
Do you want to come up with
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is Ed Flick, Marion County Emergency Manager. We've been working closely with the Red Cross for sheltering solutions, and if we were to order an evacuation, we would open a shelter, and that shelter for the next several days will be at the Mill City Elementary School.
Okay. So if there was either donations or something, we could coordinate with a local Red Cross if we get to that point.
Absolutely, and we will have a Red Cross liaison with the Marion County Emergency Management Emergency Operations Center. We're activated in a very limited way now, but we would have points of contact for donations and all that good stuff.
And as Petty Keith knows, this is Coco from the Breitenbush cabin. You guys need any fruit?
I'll defer that back.
I happen to live in an area that grows a lot of fruit naturally, so if you guys need food or something, besides the thank you cards, I would gladly ship some stuff down.
So we already received some apples and some pears. Thank you very much. It was really nice. But, you know, you don't need to send us food. We're fed okay, but it was very nice of you. Thank you, Coco.
Do we have any other questions?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Any other questions on the phone?
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I feel I can speak for all of the cabin owners, and I want to offer a big, huge, heartfelt thank you to everybody who's helping us out.
And I would like to add on that your communication has been excellent.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Well, before you leave here, and those of you that are online, we'd like to make sure that we're clear on where we're going with our level of evacuation notice. We think that a level 2 evacuation notice is appropriate. If you folks support that, I think all of your public officials support that. I think you're in that position already anyways, but to clarify that through the county then, and through our releases, I think would be appropriate.
Vote now so you know.
Why do we get down to say?
Before that,
Yeah.
I think, you know, we're in level 1. We have time to notify people level 2. You know, it's getting more serious. Now if we're at level 2, the next one is leave. So we need to make sure that we're communicating well between 2 and 3 so that it's not a total surprise. Like, you know, but I agree with you. It's definitely good.
We have direct contact with the county emergency manager and the EOC to pull that trigger if we needed to do so. So
Could you, I just would like to have a better understanding what it might look like that would trigger us from a 2 to 3. Is it the fire moves a mile closer? Is it, I mean, I just, you know, like, how would we know to anticipate that?
well, in working with our ops and working with emergency management, we've put some what we call management action points on our map. It's a little bit confusing when we talk about maps on maps, but management action points are lines that make that determination then when we would go into level 1 or level 2 or level 3 evacuation notices or orders. Okay?
So does your map now suggest a level 2 is appropriate?
The 2 would be appropriate.
And, yeah, my vote is we go.
Well, wait, I want to finish the question I was asking. So what would change on the map, or where might those points be for a level 3?
If the fire was pushed, and Jay, I don't know if you want to answer this or not.
So, kind of the peak edge of the Devil's Peak Ridge here, that's really where our level 3 is, and that it's conditional also. So it's not just a line on the map, and we're not gonna do anything until it hits that line. We also based off conditions, the anticipated fire behavior, the anticipated weather conditions. So if we saw a major change in the weather, and maybe one of those firm winds was setting up, we may move to a level 3 just in anticipation of poor weather conditions. So it's very conditional. I know it's very difficult to set that up for you folks. It is not simply a line on the map. We do use a line on the map as a point of reference, but then we look at all the weather and fire behavior conditions to add to that. And we use a lot of expertise in our fire behavior analysts, our folks on the ground, and then working with the county and the sheriff's department to know how long it's going to take to clear those areas out, because we don't want to be behind the curve when it comes to the actual evacuation order.
And I imagine that similarly you might have such a line for the Scorpion Fire, because that would block 46, right? So
We do, and we're still evaluating those lines. The crews are actually out today evaluating what the threat is, where those lines are, and we're developing those today.
And for your, just so you know, we've been having that conversation every day now, I think, going on 6 weeks. So it's not something that we're passive about. We're in active engagement conversation about where we're at, and we rely on them to tell us the fire behavior and the risk, and then our side is looking at what strategies would we employ to make sure that we let everybody know that we account for dispersed campers, that we have sheltering solutions and notification plans. So that's an ongoing discussion between the fire, the forest, and the county.